Hi, my name is Cheryl and I am a crafty little chickie. Today I am going to be showing you a tutorial for two different stars. They are both 5-pointed stars. One is a small star and one is a large star. I'm going to be using a crochet hook, H or 5mm, and I'll also be using a scissor and a stitch marker, which I use a bobby pin. Okay, the yarn that I'm going to be using is Bernat Handicrafter cotton yarn. I'm going to be using that just for the purposes of the tutorial because it's very easy to see the stitches on this yarn. What I'm actually using for my project is going to be this yarn. It is Bernat Little Tots and it's in white. And it's just a little bit, it's got little bits of shiny, and it's a little bit more of a knobby yarn. So I just want to be able to show you exactly where the stitches are and make it a bit more clear. This is also going to be a part of a larger group of tutorials, and it's all the Counting Sheep Shell Stitch Baby Blanket. There's many tutorials on that. There's numbers all the way from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 crocheted numbers. Then there's also going to be the fence, adding the fence to the blanket, and there's also going to be the sheep as well that are they're an applique sheep that are attached to the blanket, and the whole theme is sheep, counting sheep to fall asleep. Okay, so now we will get started on our project. Okay, so to start this project we are going to start with a magic circle. If you're not familiar with how to do this, I'll show you right now. Leave yourself a fairly long tail. You wrap it on top of your hand, on top of your pointy finger. You keep your two fingers together, separate the other two, wrap it around those two twice, put it on top of your pinky, bring the other yarn to it, and pin them together, both pieces of yarn together with your thumb and pinky finger. And it should look like this. Alright, then you take your hook, put it underneath the two on your middle fingers, go to the back, yarn over from that string, pull through, and then yarn over from the same string and pull through again. You can take off your fingers now. Take the string off your fingers, actually. Your fingers can remain on your hands. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to single crochet 10 into this magic circle. So the first one, and this is where I use my stitch marker. Whenever I do a magic circle, I like to put a stitch marker into my first stitch because sometimes it can be hard to find after you tighten it. Okay, so we've done one and we need a total of 10. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pull your loop loose, and this is what it'll look like at this moment. Your tail isn't always off to the left, but you want it to be. You want to make sure that the string that comes out in the front on the left hand side is actually in the front, which makes the tail kind of flip the other way again. So take it out in between those two strings and pull it to the left. They do kind of twist over on this end, that's fine. It's more important as to what string is in front right here. So you hold on to your work with your left hand and pull with your right until it's fairly snug, and then you grab your tail and you pull that one. And there you are. So you have very, very tiny, if not no space in between that circle there now. Put your hook back on the loop. And then you want to put your tail to the back. Don't want to get that tangled in anymore. And what I do is I actually pull on my stitch marker here. Kind of pull it off a little bit or stretch it out just so that this stitch is a little stretched out. It can be really tight sometimes, that first stitch. Okay, so now I can take that out and I'm going to slip stitch into that stitch. See, even now it's a little tight. There we are. Okay, so we slip stitch. There you are. So you have made your first round complete. The next round is actually going to be the points of the star. Since this is the small star, we will do a chain of how many was it again? It was 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so you're going to skip that first chain that's right here. You never count the one on your hook. Skip that one and put a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And then in the next chain, do a half double crochet. And then in the next one, do a double crochet. And in the last one, do a triple crochet, or treble, however you pronounce that one. It's just like a double, except for you wrap your yarn around twice in the beginning, and you're always pulling through 2, so you have one more time where you pull through 2 pieces 2 loops on your hook in order to finish that stitch. Okay, so then we're going to skip this next stitch on the original circle here, and we're going to slip stitch into the next one. Okay, so you have your first point of the star. So we're going to repeat that 4 more times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Single crochet into the second chain from the hook, half double in the next one, a double in the next one, and a triple in the last one. Right, and then again you skip the next one and slip stitch into the next of the original circle. Okay, let's do one more example here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains, single crochet into the second chain from the hook, half double crochet in the next chain, double crochet in the next chain, and triple crochet into the last chain. And then you skip the next chain or the next stitch on the original circle and go to the next one and slip stitch into that one. Okay, it's going to want to curl on you, that's fine. So you need to do 2 more like this, and I will meet up with you at the end of the 5th point. Okay, so I have finished this part of the last point of the star. So we're going to skip that one, and it's this one right here. It's a very tight stitch, and it's your slip stitch of the 2 of this round together, right? So you want to get into that stitch, yarn over, and then slip stitch through the one on your hook. Okay, so then you can cut off your yarn, just yarn over and pull through again just to create a knot, tighten it. Okay, so now you can actually cut off this one as well. I wrap my tail in as I'm doing the magic circle. I wrap the tail in with it, so then I can just cut it off here. If you haven't done that, you're going to need to sew it in and then cut it off, just to be sure that it's going to stay and not unravel. Okay, so this is going to want to curl in on you. It's just a lot of little stitches that are all kind of fighting for space. So what you can do is when you're blocking it, which it most likely will need to be blocked, you can straighten it. As you can tell, it's straightening out pretty quick just by finger blocking it here. What you can do is you can accentuate these spaces right here to make that a bigger design, or you can bring them closer in and kind of make it more of a solid star look, right? And if you actually block it with water, then it'll be even more. But anyway, that is what it looks like. That is a 5-pointed small star. Thanks for watching this tutorial. It would be awesome if you could like this this video, and if also you can follow my or subscribe to my channel, and you can see all of my other videos. Thanks so much.